What is happening, everybody? Come on in, have a seat, and get comfortable. You are listening to the Nerd Archive Podcast. We are the show where we come together and talk about all the cool, nerdy stuff that we got beat up for as kids. We have an amazing, fun-filled episode for you this week, but first, let us introduce the amazing cast of characters we have at the Archive crew, starting with Lewis.
Lady Gaga, thank you.
Oh, yes, I forgot. Lady Gaga. And then Lola. And Yaddy.
What up?
And I am Justin, and as I've said, we have an amazing episode. We are going to be talking about Marvel once again, more specifically, all of the incredible and exciting announcements that came out of the San Diego Comicon 2022, detailing the end of Phase 4 and going through Phase 5, and some tidbits from Phase 6, which chronicles the entirety of what is now known as the I was about to say Infinity Saga. No, the Multiverse Saga. Saved it there, I think. And so that leads me into the question I think we can use as our question of the week. Which of Marvel's announcements from the Comic-Con are you most excited about? We will answer that here. You can answer that on Spotify and Twitter as well. So we'll lead off with that. What are you guys most excited about?
Man, you know, it's funny because I'm really excited about all the Marvel and Shazam. Oh wait, that's DC. Just kidding.
Wrong
Just
franchise.
Kidding. Oh,
at least they're problematic. But just Sam, guys. So far.
Yeah. So far.
So far. Knock on wood for them.
Yeah. No, Justin, what are you excited most about? Because I know what I'm excited about.
At this point, man, I would say I am the most excited about what's coming at the end of Phase 6, the two Avengers movies that are going to end the Multiverse Saga. Those are going to be big, and by big, I mean fucking-enormous, depending on how they play all of this out.
Yeah,
and
they have to go over Endgame, for sure.
It's honestly, there's the potential to top Endgame, like I said, depending on how they play this out. And, you know, if they play it right, the potential for some cameos here and there from some of the Avengers that we don't get to see anymore, at least for now.
I have a theory. Oh, there's a cat in here. I have a theory. I thought he was gone.
No. Hey, before you say your theory, do y'all remember, on Spike TV that they had this show? It was about the gangs of that we had here in the United States, and every time they interviewed somebody that they didn't want someone to know who they were, it was always pitch black, and they had this filter on their voice. You all remember that? That's exactly how Yadi sounds. I don't know if he knows that he's got a filter on.
I did not know that.
Oh, man.
I know. That's why I brought it up.
Nice.
That's why I brought it up. But you sounded just like it,
Very
too.
nice.
He'd probably be like, why are you talking like that?
I was kind of curious myself. I honestly thought it was
laughing.
I actually thought it was on purpose. Yeah.
Yeah.
What's your theory, Lola?
My theory, and I texted you about this briefly, just because of my partner and I just recently rewatched Captain America and Captain Marvel and Endgame again. And I think, in my personal opinion, that Captain America, or Steve Rogers more specifically, went back in time and married Natasha. And I think his kids might be in the next Captain America movie. And there's a lot of evidence.
That's a good theory.
There's a lot of evidence to support this theory.
Well, that's a good theory. Also, there is a comic book series that has to do with the next Avengers, and it's the kids and nieces and nephews of the Avengers. And one of them is Captain America's kid, and he is actually Natasha and Steve Rogers' kid. Yeah. And there's an animated movie about that. It's called The Next Avengers. I think it's on Hulu. But it's a pretty good movie. And the only one that is still alive at that point in the movie is Iron Man, which is odd
Right.
considering where we went.
Yeah.
But he's the one training them, and
I
I
have
think
heard
the
about
the
this.
bad guy is Ultron.
Ooh.
So I think it's a great movie, and it's one of those few Marvel animated movies that I'll watch, because there's a bunch of Marvel animated that I won't watch. I'd rather watch DC than Marvel when it comes to animated.
Oh, no doubt.
Well, this guy's looking at you.
They're the king. Like, they're the king of animated, pretty much
goodness.
anything. But yeah, that's a whole nother story for a whole nother episode.
Yeah.
So who are we
Yeah,
on
yeah.
for most exciting of the announcements? Because I just did mine.
I'm excited for Quantum Mania,
That too.
Oh yeah, that's a good one as well.
because if you, like you said, that you're most excited about the two Avengers movies, and one of them it's the Kang
Yep.
dynasty,
Mm-hmm.
and Quantum Mania is when they're going to introduce Kang
Yep.
as the Conqueror, and that's what I'm most excited about. I want to see how they start everything, and because I don't know how everything's going to end, but obviously we can probably predict how it's going to end. But the Quantum Mania thing is what got me most excited about this. I don't know, man. I don't know how to speak. It was a long day at the theme
Lewis
park.
doesn't words good. Which theme park?
We went to Universal
Ooh.
today, and
Cat tax.
Lola, I need you to focus. I need you to forget about the cat for a minute.
He's on my face, literally. I can't.
I mean, it's kind of hard.
It's because you gave him the spotlight.
I didn't mean to. He came out. I didn't know he was in here. I thought he was gone already.
Yeah, cats will do that. But no,
Yeah.
it's kind of hard. It's kind of hard not to get excited about just about everything that they've announced so far, and they're not even done. Like, they're not even done yet. There's still 8 spots unaccounted for Phase 6, and based on what we've gotten so far, like you were saying, I'm like you're excited for a lot of it, mainly Ant-Man and the Wasp, Quantumania, and same thing. There's an equal level of excitement, save for when we get to the two Avengers movies at the end of Phase 6, just a little bit more.
Yeah, and what I'm excited about is the fact that they didn't give us too much for
Yep.
Phase 6.
A
They
little
gave
razzle
us
dazzle.
the end. Yeah, they gave us the end. Okay, so this is what you're getting, but you're not going to know what's going to lead up to that. And a lot of people are disappointed because one of the biggest surprise was, or not Comic-Con, but in general, one of the biggest surprises is how good Moon Knight was. And they didn't say anything about Moon Knight in this. And I don't think that they're going to let it die in season 1. I think that they're going to either bring him back with his own movie, or they're going to do a season 2, or he's going to be part of the Avenger movie. I think that Secret Wars will have these. It's going to have mutants. Going to have also going to have Moon Knight. So I'm super excited about just everything that they didn't talk about.
Well, like Justin mentioned, there's a lot of spaces between next year's Phase and then before Secret Wars, so it could come out through during that time, because they did mention how in Phase 4, when they presented it last year, they didn't include Moon Knight. They didn't include a few of the shows that they had that have come out, like Ms. Marvel and whatnot. And they, it was a surprise to a lot of people. So they know what they're doing.
Oh, no doubt.
For sure.
No doubt. Some of these things I think for Phase 6 are just going to come out of nowhere. But that's the thing, though. Even if they, at some point within like the next year or so revealed everything else for Phase 6, I think it's still going to be enough to get a lot of people excited, and people are going to be talking. And that even, like I said, even if they just reveal the titles of what's coming in that final phase, they're not really going to give away a whole lot. And they didn't really give away a lot beyond what the titles were in Phase 5 and 6. So,
and you could see the actors and the directors' faces when they were trying to talk. They were like, Can I say this? I have fun.
Yeah. It's a reason why
Yeah,
Tom
I was
Holland
about to
wasn't
say
there.
that. Like, it's a good thing he wasn't.
Tom Holland and Mark Ruffalo
Oh yeah,
were
no, they
not
are
there.
fucking
Yeah.
spoiler machines. Those guys. Oh man.
It's funny because I did see someone say, "Well, I wonder why Tom Holland wasn't here." I know why. He will tell
Oh,
you
yeah.
exactly who's
Yeah.
going to die if you ask him.
Jeez,
Yep.
that's
Probably
pretty
also
crazy.
hiding when he's going to be appearing or when he's going to be his next appearance, because they don't know yet.
Well, I mean, honestly, you can't say that there isn't going to be a Spider-Man 4. And I think it's safe to say that that's going to be somewhere in Phase 6. They're just not going to tell us when yet.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Right. So I did see today on the rabbit hole of Facebook. I don't care if it's true or not. It just got me excited.
Oh, yeah.
That supposedly you
Yes.
saw where I posted that. And to be clear, I did post when I posted it on the caption. I did say I don't care if this is true or not. I'm very excited for it, and it is confirmed that Tom Holland will be in Fantastic Four.
Ooh.
Am I excited? Super excited. Am I going to be disappointed if he's not in it? Not really.
Yeah, you will.
But
Yeah, you will.
Well, no, temper your expectations. Take it with a grain of salt because I don't think this is an official confirmation at this point. But, this is honestly, it's about as equal. It's about on equal ground as, say, what the hell is his name? The guy who played Mr. Fantastic in Multiverse of Madness. I'm drawing a blank right now.
John Krasinski.
Yes.
John Krasinski.
Like, everybody wants him to play Mr. Fantastic in the Fantastic Four movie. Is it going to happen? A lot of sources are saying it's unlikely. We could get a swerve.
I did see that. Right. I did see that the reason that he was killed off in spoiler alert. He was killed off in Doctor Strange is because they didn't want us to think that he's coming back. Because I think that they brought him to play that character as a fan
service.
Service. Right. So it wasn't, he's going to be Mr. Fantastic for the rest of Fantastic Four. But here it is because you guys were asking for it. Because and he dies. Boom. Done.
They probably also made it clear because of all the other variants of the other superheroes. They were not the same as the ones in
Right.
the Earth that we
Right.
know.
Right. So, like, to that point, Peter Parker did not look the same. The only variant that we've seen so far that is the same in every universe is Doctor Strange.
And
But I think
I
it's
want
because he's Sorcerer Supreme, and his variants are also Sorcerer Supreme.
Well, he's not a
think
Sorcerer Supreme
That's
in
the only
most
way-
universes.
on 616.
yeah.
Well, he was, but he died, so it went to someone else.
And
That's why he's not, because he was
That's
in
true. Because of the
the beginning of Infinity War.
yeah, he.
But because and they right, so when he dies, it went to
Wrong.
Wong, right? But it cannot go back to him just because
Right.
he came back.
Yeah.
And the same reason with the same thing with in 813, I think it is. He dies and it goes to I can't remember his name.
Baron
the black
Carl
dude.
Mordo.
Mortar.
Yep.
Mordo.
Moron.
What?
Idiot.
Moron.
Moro means idiot.
Yeah,
And-
moron.
well, I don't know why I didn't
Yeah, moron. Just say it with a funny accent. You got
I
that.
feel like a moron.
Nice.
And that
Oh,
is
of course.
Stain.
Has to.
What's Stain?
Yeah. So Guardians of the Galaxy, Volume
yeah.
3, with Mr. Adam Warlock. Did they do a good choice with the the dude that they casted as Adam
Will
Warlock? We'll see.
Poulter will be playing Adam Warlock, and he appeared in several different movies. I think I only remember him though from Maze Runner, which is actually a decent trilogy of movies. But yeah, like you were saying, is he going to do a decent job? I think he might.
I think
Based
so
on
too. He's a good actor.
Based on the cam footage of the trailer that I saw, I mean I think it looks fairly good, but only time will tell. So, you know,
He bulked up for this
Right.
for sure because he was a straw before.
oh yeah,
So
Yeah,
he
he's
definitely
jacked.
bulk up.
no doubt. And
did.
then, sadly, this will also be the last Guardians of the Galaxy film. Is that cast and director and that franchise itself is pretty much done after this next movie.
I just
So
realized.
I wonder how they're gonna finish it.
I just realized that one of the actors is James Gunn's brother. I didn't know
Oh shit!
Mhm.
he was the brother. You know who it is?
Yeah.
I forgot his name. He's the new
He,
whistling, the one controlling the arrow with the whistle. He's been on the 3 movies
I'll look it
though.
up.
He was one of the ones that capture Peter Quill when he was a kid,
Right.
and then
Sean Gunn.
there you go.
Yeah, him.
That
He
fucking cat.
is.
Like, damn it, pay attention to me.
It's not me.
No, I know it's not. It's just the cat's like,
His name is
like
Kraglin.
the cat's like, damn
Yes.
it, pay attention to me. Well, we'll just go with it.
Yeah.
Like the movies I'm excited about, there's 2 of them. So one is Wakanda Forever,
Yes.
Oh yeah.
because who isn't?
Bring the
And
tissues
then
with that one.
was that
Bring the tissues with that one.
right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I'm excited to see who is going to be the new Black Panther because
I also
We
have
still don't
theories
know.
about that.
yeah,
I have a theory. It's either going to be Shuri, or I saw somebody say the other day that they're hoping it's Bucky Barnes as paying not tribute but thank you for like everything you've done for me. But in the trailer, the figure looks very feminine, so I think it's going to be Shuri.
yeah.
I think I can't think of her name, but she does play his love interest in
Right.
the Black Panther movie.
No,
That
Okoye. No,
Oh,
Koya
wait.
is the
So-
Dora Milaje.
Yes.
I forget
No,
her
no.
name.
I'll tell you right
Yeah,
now.
there's like
Yeah.
there's
talking.
like 3 of them that I think that might be. So his sister,
Yeah.
the love, and then the first commander. I don't know the name of the position, but the warrior, like the warrior that was fighting next to him always. That
Yeah,
could
that
be
was
also
Okoye.
one.
Okoye, yeah.
Okay.
It seems
Yeah.
like the obvious
It's the first
choice,
commander.
but then, yeah, no, his
I think that should be his sister, but
Mm-hmm.
what do I know?
I think it's Nakia,
Nakia.
Nakia,
Yes.
yeah.
because we see her in the beginning. That's the first person we see in the trailer, and the last scene is the Black Panther
Mhm.
suit up. So that's me
Speculating.
thinking outside outside of the box, but Marvel does things on purpose. So the fact, just thinking about who the first person, the last person we see, it might be the same person.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was thinking that it was his sister because since it has to be the king or queen, I guess, for Wakanda, and she's the next in row, and that's why I thought it was
that makes
his
sense.
sister. And it will be pretty cool to see a person of that size kicking ass,
Yeah. It would
even though
be.
she already did.
Right.
Yeah.
But also, it could be the way that they can play it off is that off screen they got married.
Oh.
And she is the
queen. Yeah.
So that could be it. And the only reason, so here's why, because in the comic books, his sister becomes the new phase of Stark Industries.
That's why they're bringing
Because
Riri.
she is.
Yeah, Ironheart. Very excited
Right.
for that.
So I think that's why they might not use her if they were going to follow the comic books. They might not use her as Black Panther, but she's also the most brilliant mind in the Marvel universe. So even more brilliant than Tony Stark was. So that's my speculation.
There's too many brilliant minds in this multiverse.
There really is.
Well, the smartest person alive is
The spaghetti.
Reed Richards.
Yeah, but he's not alive anymore.
Yeah,
That we know of.
Whoever eats it gets a
but
power.
he's alive in our.
No, I know the whole multiverse thing.
That's funny.
And last thing is the one I'm most excited about is Blade, because
Yep.
it's a full reboot of it, and I want to see it go further because that's a movie that kind of kept Marvel alive, and brought it to our attention, at least my attention when I was younger, and still one of my favorite movies of all time. So I'm hoping that they do a good job. I don't like to see Wesley Snipes replaced, but at the same time, changes are good. So, I'm hoping they do justice.
Oh yeah.
Justice for Blade.
Well, I mean,
Do we?
So, do you think that he's gonna do a cameo?
I hope so.
I think he will. There's no way they would pass up that opportunity.
Hopefully, he pays his taxes,
Yeah.
so he can. What were you gonna say, Justin?
But building off of what Yadi was saying, it's like, yeah, you don't like to see a guy like Wesley Snipes get replaced, but at his age, can he really keep doing that? I honestly don't think so. It makes a lot of sense that they would get a new actor, but like you guys were saying, making a cameo, I think that's going to happen. Like I said, there's no way they can pass up that opportunity. A nod to the other,
Right.
the previous movies. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I'm actually very excited about Blade. Blade was what they should be doing with the vampires. This whole thing of turning vampires into diamond skin when they hit sun. No, they should burst into flame.
Yeah.
And Blade did that, and Buffy the Vampire Slayer in the 90s did that. It was very similar of the way that they would kill the vampires. They would was always my favorite part was if they got stuck on their heart, they would start burning from that part, and then all of a sudden just disintegrate. And it was always that way. Or if the sun hits them in one spot first, that's where it would start disintegrating. So, but I think that the whole vampire genre is dead. No pun intended. But the whole genre is completely done. I hope that Blade brings that back, because I personally am done with the whole zombie thing.
Oh yeah.
I loved zombies, and Resident Evil came out, the first 2, and then all of a sudden they made 17 of them.
They did make an awful lot.
I was done with that, and I'm gonna get a lot of hate from this, but I never watched The Walking Dead because I was already fed up with the whole zombie.
You're
genre.
not alone. I haven't seen it either.
I've seen one episode.
Not
I've
even
seen
one.
it up to season 4, but then I kind of fell off, and I haven't really bothered, getting caught back up. The series itself is almost over. I think they just have to finish season
isn't it?
11.
Oh my god.
Isn't over
No,
yet?
no, they have to. Yeah, they have
I thought
to.
so too.
Obviously, we're getting off track, but yeah, no, they have to finish the second half of season 11, and then it's done. And I think there's some spin-offs in that stuff coming, but I honestly don't even know if I'm going to watch it. I mean, it could be one of those things where we get an interest, or in my case, a revived interest in it after the fact when it's all said and done, because that happens with me sometimes. It's like I won't watch a particular show when it airs, but then I'll see a few videos on YouTube, and then it'll pique my interest, and then I'll go and watch it. I did that with Sons of Anarchy. Right. I have that whole series, and I'm just kind of slowly picking my way through that. But yeah, getting back to what you were saying, yeah, no, zombies is played out. Vampires are on their way to being completely played out. Hopefully Blade 3 kind of, gives that breath of fresh air to kind of bring that back a bit. And yeah, and I'm excited somewhat for Blade, definitely.
So Blade is a movie or a show?
Movie, I believe.
Movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so it'd be Blade 4.
No, because this is a complete reboot. They're starting.
Right. But it'd be the 4th installment of Blade.
Well, there were not MCU before.
Technically, if you want to, yeah.
Right. No, I understand that.
Right.
But it would be the 4th movie because Ryan
Fourth
Reynolds is in the third one.
theme Blade movie, but nothing with starting over.
Right.
Is
No, I get that.
the guy from the Eternals going to be in it? I forget his name. Black Knight, maybe.
I think that they're going to bring him at the end of Eternals. You're talking about the post-credit scene.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that the theory was that when he shows up and there's someone talking to him or someone looks at him and he looks into behind the camera, the theory is that it was Blade.
I think he asked him, like, are you sure you want to do this, before he touches the sword that's given to him.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
right.
The post credit scene
Blade
from Eternals.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that was actually Blade, because one of the articles that I read said that he was teased off screen in the post credit scene for Eternals.
Yeah.
I gotta watch this. I haven't seen
the Eternals or that post credit scene, so it's kind of a
I've seen
spoiler
Eternals.
For me. Oh, and going back to the thing that you said about spoilers, Lewis, for what was it, Doctor Strange? No, screw that.
Mm-hmm.
Viewers have had more than enough time to see that movie, so if you haven't seen it, it's your own fault for getting spoiled. So fuck that. It's been long enough.
And you heard it here first. Justin said, "Fuck that."
Hey everyone, it's Dane from Big Beautiful Diz. If you're not familiar with my channel already, I do videos about theme parks, historical videos, interviews with people from the theme park community or people that have worked in or with a theme park. I give my opinions, plus I review the latest Disney, Marvel, or Pixar movie. So head over to youtube.com/c/bigbeautifuldiz and hit that red subscribe button. I'll see you over there, everyone.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's me, Remy, from Remy's Roundtable, alongside my dangerous co-host Scott, my lovely wife Jen, and also a familiar face. We have Lewis on our program. Remy's Roundtable is a podcast for everybody who would like to know what's happening in the beautiful state of Florida. We cover your theme park updates, your Florida topics as well, but mostly we cover your theme park rumors and your updates at the Orlando theme park. We're found on iHeartRadio, Spotify, and also on all social media platforms: Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. And if you'd like to become a member of our Roundtable family, just head on over to patreon.com/Remy's Roundtable. And now, back to this episode of the Nerd Archive podcast on all podcasting platforms.
All right, Secret Invasion.
Yes.
I got no words. I'm super excited. They've been talking about the scrolls for a while, and they're making them look like they're our friends and they're here to help us, but they're not. And Secret Invasion is going to show everything that they're actually planning.
And the most messed up thing is we don't know who's a scroll.
That's what makes it. That's what makes it so exciting. Is because you have no idea who's who. And like I was saying, I saw the trailer for that, and that's one of the ones that I'm super fucking excited for. Like I cannot wait for that show. It's going to be so much fun.
So with that being said, you saw the trailer, and only people that were at Comic-Con saw it. Unfortunately, you weren't there. You just saw the trailer of someone's phone. Was Nick Fury in the trailer?
Yes, the one that I saw, he was.
That's all.
I keep asking
all I
about
need. I think
him.
Maria
Where
mentioned.
is he? What's he doing? Come on.
I think Maria. Is it Maria? Oh,
Yeah.
her name. The actress. She actually mentioned
Colby
something
Smulders.
in the
Kobe Smulders
in the Comic-Con.
She's going to be back in that one, and then Ben Mendelsohn is coming back as Talos as well.
Heck yeah!
Yep.
I think I did see that just now. Loki season 2.
That's
Season
gonna be
1 was
pretty awesome.
fantastic. I don't.
It
Have you
really
seen
was.
it, Justin? The whole.
The Loki series, not yet.
Yeah.
That is
Okay.
It's really
definitely
good.
on my
All right. So let's not touch on that too
must-watch
much.
list. It's been long enough. I'm going all in on this. Fuck that shit.
I thought you were going to say "fuck me." Talk about it.
No, seriously, fuck all that shit. if you want to touch on what's happened, go ahead and do it. I'm not going to worry about it. I don't get super bitchy about spoilers, especially not when it's been so long since that first season has shown. So just do it.
You guys heard it. He said bitchy. Season 1 was great.
It's fantastic.
Yeah, there was a lot of things that I did not see coming. My favorite part was the alligator.
Yeah. Alligator
Justin,
Loki.
just so you know, he's got a variant that is an alligator, but it's not even an alligator that moves around and walks or anything. It's literally being like carried the whole time.
Carried. It's very
I think
good.
I
They're
saw.
carrying it
I think
like
I
a
saw a
dog,
clip
too.
of that. I think I saw a clip of that.
It was an homage to the Spider-Man variant on Into the Spider-Verse that he was a pig.
Oh yeah,
It was
Spider-Pig.
Peter Porker.
Yeah, Spider Pig. It was
Peter Porker.
right, and that was an homage to The Simpsons.
Yep.
Yeah.
The Simpsons
Spider-Pig.
movie.
Spider-Pig does whatever Spider-Pig does.
Had to do it.
Right.
Had to do it.
I know it in Spanish. I don't know it fully in English.
Puerco araña, puerco
Puerco
araña.
araña hace todo con su telaraña, su colita retorcida y da besitos con su trompita.
We watch The
Puerco
Simpsons way too
araña.
much.
Too much, especially the movie.
So Echo.
Echo.
I'm looking forward to this because just like when we were talking about The Air, Echo is one of those shows that is going under the radar. Those that don't know what the show Echo is, it's a spin-off of Hawkeye.
Yep.
It's the Echo is the deaf girl in Hawkeye, which have you seen Hawkeye?
I have not.
Okay, well,
Oh my
Yeah, I know.
goodness.
Which shows have you seen?
Not enough. Not enough of them. Clearly.
okay.
Oh,
Clearly.
her name is
Um,
Maya Lopez.
She is related to Jennifer Lopez. She's from the block.
I was gonna say that. Is she Lopez from the block?
Yeah. Kingpin shows up.
Yep.
And that's the first time that we see someone from the Netflix show into the MCU.
hmm
It was
Someone from the Marvel Netflix
Yep.
shows.
Also,
Right.
also will mark the first appearance of Charlie Cox as Matt Murdock / Daredevil before he goes into his own series for Phase 5.
Well, Matt Murdock already showed up. It'll probably be the first time we see Daredevil. No, She-Hulk.
No, She-Hulk.
Yeah.
Yep.
Mm.
Which we haven't touched yet.
Oh yeah,
but-
that's right. Fuck. I forgot about that trailer because we did see him briefly in the trailer.
Mm-hmm.
Also, there's another teaser or Easter egg in there. Did you guys? Let's talk about it after this. Go.
No. I want to know. Fuck that.
Okay. So I saw like a breakdown of there's so many videos right now of this like 2-minute trailer and then making it into a 40-minute video, right? But there's a Easter egg about Ghost Rider
Ooh.
in She-Hulk. There's no fire, there's no nothing like that, but they show you know how Wong is gonna be in She-Hulk?
Yeah,
right?
Wong's
Mhm.
in everything. I love it.
So yeah. So like his part in the trailer when he's fighting these bats and capturing them, he's in a stage and there's a sign that says Johnny Blaze. But he looks like a magician though. It's not like it's not like he's riding motorcycles, right? But it's Johnny Blaze in this poster. So that's the first time that we've seen something in the MCU about
maybe an appearance.
Well,
Maybe an
Ghost Rider,
appearance
I
of the
think
was in
character.
Great.
Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. until, they took away
Right.
Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Well, no, what I was thinking is
Which that
maybe.
Ghost
Yeah.
Rider was really good. Sorry.
No, maybe what I was thinking was maybe an appearance of the character like before he actually becomes Ghost Rider. Because
Yeah.
and
Yes.
interesting little fact. In that video that I linked you guys, I think it yesterday about the supposed deleted scenes from Doctor Strange. He was supposed to make an appearance in that, going up against
Oh,
against
yes.
Scarlet Witch in a deleted scene. And based on what they were saying is that he was also supposed to die in that as well, but I guess that never materialized. The thing that pissed me off about that video is they never showed any of those scenes, so there's no
Yeah.
way of really knowing
This,
at this point.
they're always clickbait.
Of
Anything
course.
you see deleted
Of
scene,
course.
it's always
Of
clickbait.
course.
So
Making shit up.
So yeah,
So one of the things that I enjoyed about the Ghost Rider from Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. is he explains what hell is, and he explains it as it's another dimension. So he's getting his powers from another dimension. And now we're touching into dimensions, so I'm wondering if they're going to be using that same sort of storyline of, hey, I draw my powers from not necessarily hell itself, or the devil itself, but more from a different dimension.
Touching on the fact that he was going to be in Doctor Strange, in the comic books, the one that defeats, or one of them, or different storylines and whatever, that defeats Wanda is him, and because he is immortal.
Mm-hmm.
However, briefly, she was able to take his powers from him in the comic books, but she had him for 30 seconds and gave him back. She's like, I don't
couldn't
want
handle
this. I don't want this.
Yeah.
Because what had happened was that everything that she had done was replaying in her head, and used the powers on herself. And then
gonna ask you.
she's like, I can't do this, and gives him back. And that's where she stops, because she knows that he's unstoppable. So that's probably why I didn't bring him, because if they would have killed him off, a lot of people would have been pissed off. It's like,
because then it would have gone against what we already knew from the comics. Because obviously he would have been the only one that would be able to defeat her, and then doing a complete 180 and having her kill him. Yeah, it's a good way to anger your fan base.
Right. One thing is retconning a past show, but retconning a comic book,
A whole character.
that would have been a terrible idea. And I can assure you that there was a whole meeting about it.
Oh yeah,
And then they decided to take it off.
Yeah, I honestly, if that was the thing, that would have had to have been the case, because you can make some alterations to the source material and take certain liberties, but something that big, no, it can't happen. There's no way. Let's see, what do we want to jump to next?
We're talking about the Marvels.
One thing we didn't mention in the Guardians of the Galaxy, it's like the villain and what everything is going to be based on. It's like regarding the beginnings of oh my god, the raccoon
Rocket,
blanking out. Yeah.
Bradley Cooper.
Yes, and
Rocket.
who created him, which is the high, what is the name? The villain of this is the high, oh my god, dang, this freaking is a long name. Anyways, he just basically messes up with people and animals and experiments on them, and what he was using to experiment on people backfiring on him, which gives him powers. It's a cool little story they're gonna bring there, and it's gonna be a lot of sadness in this new movie because it's gonna be the last one. And it's gonna be a lot of people dying,
Yeah, I was
and
gonna say,
supposedly,
as long as they don't keep killing people, my nerdy heart can't handle
Mm.
any more heroes' deaths.
oh, there's
Oh,
gonna
yeah.
be
I just
death in
found
this
it.
one.
Definitely.
Damn, I can't.
The high,
do this.
the high evolutionary.
There you go. High Evolutionary. Beautiful name. Why did they did that? People before in the comics,
Mm.
when they created names, what are we thinking of?
Who knows?
I don't know.
It's like Wade Wilson was a knockoff of Slade Wilson,
Yep.
Deathstroke,
Yep.
and literally has the exact same powers. Well, not the exact same powers, but the exact same skill base.
But then he's now almost immortal,
And now he's more popular than Deathstroke.
right?
So
No doubt about that.
the Marvels, the
Yep.
sequel to Captain Marvel. I'm most
Yep.
excited about seeing Miss Marvel in that movie than actually Captain Marvel.
Oh yeah. Oh, yeah.
Well,
Did you get to watch the
I did.
show
I finished
finally?
It was awesome.
it's pretty good.
It's good.
One of the things that I'm excited for that show is are they
just to
gonna
look
keep-
like, God damn it, I haven't seen it either.
No, seriously, and that's the thing though, and this is a recurring theme with me, and Lewis, you understand it because you were right there in the shit with me. It's like finding time with the place that I work at to be able to actually sit down and watch this is like it's like needle in a haystack, like pulling teeth. Like it sucks.
Yeah.
There are all these shows that I want
now
to
on-
watch, but I can't actually sit down and watch because it's like, okay, I have a few hours from the end of my one shift to the beginning of the next.
Right.
It's
Yeah.
a massive, massive pain in the ass. And yeah, no, I need to sit down and watch these shows.
To be fair, if it makes you feel
From
any
now
better,
on, take a week.
I sat down on Monday to watch Miss Marvel, and I was able to watch it all in one go and still finish at like 10 o'clock.
I might actually sit and watch that Saturday if I have that day off. I won't know for sure until I go in tomorrow. So, I'll let you guys know about
Gotcha.
Take an hour of each week and watch one thing.
that.
1 hour each week.
So being that this one's recent, are you gonna be mad about spoilers, Justin?
Ooh, that's a tough one to.
Yeah. No.
That's a tough
Let's
one to
not talk-
say.
It's too recent.
Let's
too
not
recent.
talk about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Move,
Too recent.
let's move
Okay.
on.
The Marvels is going to be
Yes.
great.
Yeah, and I'm excited about what they touched. If you guys get it, I'm excited about what they touched inside of the show related to one of the other movies. That's it. That's all I wanted to say.
Gotcha. No, I think
The last episode, literally last line of the show, it blew everyone's mind. So look.
Yes, that, but also I think it's episode 3 when it touched about what I'm excited about, and I think they're gonna show a race of aliens that is in the comics.
Moving on. Ironheart. I'm excited about Ironheart because,
oh yes,
to be fair, to be honest, I'm not too familiar with Ironheart. I know what it is.
I can explain a little
Do it.
bit.
Do it.
So after Civil War, supposedly in the comics, Iron Man goes into a coma, and there's a hero need basically, and she steps up and creates this hero basically. She's also smart, and she actually built her own thing, her own suit. That's from the comics, so I don't know how they're gonna incorporate her here. Obviously, we're gonna see more in Wakanda Forever, which
And I love the
I'm excited
parallels
about.
that they did between her and Tony with the whole like cutting out the heart from the actual piece of iron. It's very much like when Tony was making his suit on the first movie.
Yep.
Very exciting. I'm regardless if I'm familiar with it or not, I can't wait, because the first 10 years of the Infinity Saga, that was amazing. Right. So I'm excited for what's to come, especially Captain America, New World
Order.
because
Hell yeah.
I am super excited to see Sam as to take on the mantle, not just for one episode.
Damn, I am.
Not just for
Yeah.
one episode. It's funny. Here's a tidbit. Not only he was Captain America, but he had nephews. That means he was Uncle Sam.
Nice.
Right. Mind blown. Moving on.
Yeah.
Thunderbolts.
I was mad that he didn't take the power, like he didn't take the serum.
Yeah.
I hope that he gets it because in spoiler alert, in comics, Thanos just splashes his head
Oh my god.
and kills him.
Well, I'm glad Thanos is
But the
gone
thing is that
then.
Thanos is dead.
Yeah.
All right.
But
yeah, I was hoping that he took some powers, but moving on.
yeah.
Thunderbolts.
Wait. Thunderbolts. Who do you think we're gonna see other than John Walker?
I
In
saw
this.
something that said Bucky Barnes is supposed to be in that.
Let's see.
Johnny Blaze is gonna be on it.
And
Zemo is gonna be on it.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
he has to. because-
Yelena,
Leonina. I
Taskmaster,
love her.
Taskmaster, Taskmaster.
Hmm.
And Abomination. That's why they keep
Mhm.
bringing Abomination into this.
And Shang-Chi.
Mhm.
Shang-Chi.
Oh, yeah.
And She-Hulk.
Yep.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
I think that they might on She-Hulk they might bring something up with the mutants because in the trailer they talk about how they want her to be the lawyer of all these people that are starting to show up with powers.
Superpower.
An ambassador, so to speak.
So right, I think my my whole favorite line of that whole trailer was, I think there's a conflict of interest here. He tried to kill my
Yeah.
uncle or my cousin.
Yeah.
Yeah, that doesn't matter. Oh, crap. So I'm looking forward to that.
Mm.
Fantastic Four. There's nothing really to talk about this because we got nothing.
Right.
Fantastic Four, they are so
Nope.
quiet about this that
Yep.
makes me more excited about anything else because I don't know what's going on. Like,
It's probably still working on the story.
not only that, but we don't even know who's going to play who.
Oh yeah. No, there's
Yeah.
no.
Going back to real quick.
Spaghetti Man.
No. Going back to Wakanda Forever. There is a SWAT team, or not a SWAT team, but a mercenaries going into Wakanda. In the comic books, you know who hires a team of mercenaries to steal vibranium?
Dr.
Doom.
Doom.
Yep.
I
Yep.
did see a theory saying that they're fooling us with Namor.
Namor.
That the real
Yeah.
villain of the story
Yeah, I thought it
is
was-
going to be Doctor Doom. I did see
'Cause
that, and I
Namor-
saw a lot of people agreeing with that.
Namor, they're showing us too much, you know,
Mm.
and knowing their track record, just like with the Multiverse of Madness, they showed us Xavier from the get go. Boom! I started immediately to think, what else has they not showing us?
Yeah.
Kill them off. That was the fact that Xavier was there. It wasn't a big deal because of what was going to happen. It was going to blow people's mind. So the fact
Yeah.
that they're showing us Namor and they're showing us a lot.
Yeah.
But are they really?
Hmm.
I think, again, they're trying to fool us with everything that's going to happen.
Well, and I don't think that he is a villain per
He's
se.
an anti-hero
Um,
in the comic books.
Mm.
Right. So, and basically the whole thing with this movie is going to be the rivalry that these two
Nations.
Civilizations.
nations have. Yeah, and mainly the kings. And probably there's something's going to happen that obviously they're probably going to show T'Challa being killed or
Probably,
something
yeah.
like that, and they're going to blame it on this people, but then it's not them, it's going to be Doom.
Right.
That's my theory, but we'll see.
Could be.
The Kang Dynasty and Secret Wars. Those are the last two on this list.
Those announcements came out of nowhere.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know if they announced these because they didn't know, because I'm sure that Marvel is aware of how people are feeling right now with the fact that they feel like it's not going as exciting as it was when they first announced the first round of movies. I think that they probably announced these just to, hey, we're still going to do Avengers movies.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Don't. I don't want you to get discouraged. So we're going to end up phase 6 with these two. And they come out the same year, months apart.
Mhm.
That's crazy
Once
as that
in
is,
May,
like
once
one
in
right after the
December,
other.
right?
Yeah,
But
they're
it
gonna
makes
do the
sense that they,
same.
I honestly thinking about it, it makes sense now after the fact that they would announce these because, like you were saying, it's like phase 4, according to a lot of people, has been relatively underwhelming. It's like, it seems like there really wasn't much of a direction, per se. And so to keep people interested, okay, let's hit them with this out of left field.
It was exciting.
They're building up
Yeah.
to
Mhm.
something. They're
Well,
building,
that's my
because they gotta get ready to
Right.
create all these different stories and
that's my
and
thing.
whatnot.
Like they've taken the shows to introduce all the new characters that I'm sure will be in these movies. So just patience,
Oh, yeah.
basically.
And knowing Disney, they're going to milk this. This
Oh yeah,
phase 6 is just the beginning.
yeah.
They're going to push until they can't do it anymore.
Yeah, I was gonna ask how many
This
faces
is
are they
the
gonna do?
beauty. Well, there's the beauty of this. We have decades of comic
Mhm.
books, different stories,
Yep.
Yeah.
and they can touch on everything because now they introduce a multiverse. They can reboot again, and it's in a different universe.
Mhm.
And then if it's
And it
right, if
continues,
it's going south, they can all of a sudden bring the old.
and they kill him off.
They can bring the old characters into this, like they did with Days of Future Past,
Mhm.
and completely scratch it off, like it never happened.
That's
So-
true.
So there is so many things that they can do, so many stories. The generations too, like the kids of the Avengers, and like I was talking earlier, there's so many characters that they can bring into this, that now the whole purchase of 20th Century Fox from that Disney did brought in a whole repertoire of characters that now they can just keep expanding. Like, we haven't seen the X-Men. And you
Yeah.
think that they're going to do 1 or 2 movies of the X-Men?
No, there's
We
too many
have
of them.
20 more years of movies
Oh, of course.
because they just expanded.
Oh, yeah.
This is never ending.
All right, guys, you've been listening to the Nerd Archive podcast. Make sure you find us on all social media. Link is in the episode's description. You can listen to us on most podcast platforms, including Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and Amazon Music. Now let's get back to the episode.
And don't be surprised if in 10 years they buy Sony. Why? Because Disney.
It's just like the comics.
Well,
They
I
keep
mean,
coming.
they're probably not. I don't see. That's the thing, though. They're not. They're not going to buy Sony. They actually can't. And the reason I say this is because there was. I mean, they can buy the rights to the Spider-Verse and all those characters back from Sony, but they'll never be able to buy Sony. It won't happen. And like I said, the reason I say this is because there was a post in an Xbox group on Facebook about Microsoft buying Nintendo with a picture of Super Mario Brothers on the Xbox Series S and X. It's like, it's never going to happen because the laws in Japan, governing, takeovers and buyouts and stuff like that are entirely different than the laws in the US. And that prevents foreign companies from buying out Japanese companies. So you'll never see other game companies buy out, except for maybe Sony buy out Nintendo. That's if they were even interested in selling, which also isn't a thing. So you'll never see Disney buy out Sony. They'll likely try to get the rights at some point of those characters back from them, but that's about as much as you'll see. Honestly, I would like to see that happen because having
Right.
all of those characters under one umbrella, to be able to just do what to do what should be done with those characters, and what they've done with Spider-Man thus far, with Marvel Studios, has been out of this world. So, and I would also like to see them get the Hulk back from, is it Paramount or Universal that owns the rights to the Hulk? Because it's the only reason why.
I think it's Paramount.
And that's the only reason why you won't see another standalone Hulk movie is because they own the rights to that character. You'll only see him as like an addition to other Marvel movies, which is a shame because there's so much more they can do with it.
Right.
You know, the forgettable movie that Incredible Hulk was aside, there's so much more.
That's probably why they created Smart Hulk.
Right.
To actually use it.
Right. The what is it? The brains and the
bronze.
bronze together.
Yep.
There's something that I wanted to touch on because we keep talking about the multiverse, and it has to do with Iron Man. And somebody pointed out that during Iron Man 3, while he's in court, he has his little like phone/notepad out. And one of the apps is for the Illuminati. So I'm wondering if the Illuminati is already created in Universe 616, and we may see that eventually in the upcoming phases, being where they're going.
I hope that they don't bring Tom Cruise into this, because the rumor was that Tom Cruise was going to play Tony Stark in Multiverse of Madness.
Superior Iron Man.
So, yeah. So, and that's just personal preference. I'm not a big fan of Tom Cruise. I don't know. So I don't know how I'm going to feel about having Robert Downey Jr. playing for 12 years and then all of a sudden having Tom Cruise. And that's just, I'm just saying that.
Well,
it is what it is. If they bring him,
it's personal preference, but at the same time, if you look at Robert Downey Jr., there's two theories with actors when they're playing a role. Either they're the exact same person or they're the exact same opposite. And Tony Stark and Robert Downey Jr., basically the same person.
Oh, yeah. No, he embodies Tony Stark.
Just like Ryan Reynolds and Wade Wilson.
Right. So having somebody else play him seems like a bad move, in my opinion.
Not necessarily. It depends on the person. So if you're gonna recast Tony Stark, which probably isn't going to happen for a while, they need to find the right person to do it. The type of person like Robert Downey Jr. that just embodies the character. And that's going to be a difficult thing to do.
Right.
Agreed.
So we can touch on, I guess, a couple of the animated pieces that they've got coming up as well. I don't have it written down here, but I guess Groot is getting his own little spin-off from the Guardians titled I Am Groot. They premiered the trailer for that and apparently the first episode at Comicon as well. And that's going to be coming to Disney Plus. Yep. According to the article that I read, and that's where I got a lot of my notes from. They did the trailer and the first episode, and then the series is coming next month.
Nice.
Yeah, and each episode is a different story because they're all shorts. So it's like the Star Wars Vision story show. Each episode was a different story. There weren't episodes; there were shorts.
And then the other one was Spider-Man Freshman Year.
Yes, and Charlie Cox is playing the voice.
Is voicing Daredevil. And unfortunately, Tom Holland will not be voicing Peter in the show. So, I'm curious as to who they're going to have voicing him, because I don't remember them saying who it was.
It's Tobey Maguire. I'm just kidding.
Yeah, first year or freshman year, Tobey Maguire. Why do you sound old?
They did say that Nico Minoru from The Runaways is going to be joining Peter in the show as young Spidey's best friend. And then they're going to have Doctor Strange and Daredevil teaming up with Spider-Man. So you got to wonder who they're going to have voicing Doctor Strange.
That makes sense.
And then they showed
Dormammu.
Dormammu. I've come to bargain.
Yep.
That's been my title for my stream for like months now. I forget to change it.
It's all good. It works.
Do you have anything else?
There's two things that we haven't touched on.
What is it?
Agatha,
Yes, yes,
Coven
yes.
of Chaos, and
Oh, yeah.
Daredevil Born Again.
Why didn't we talk about Daredevil?
Because we keep
Like,
talking
that's-
about
Oh,
it,
yeah.
Daredevil.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. 18 episodes.
I read today, and this blew my mind. if we're gonna get one episode a week, we're gonna be watching Daredevil for 4.5 months.
Yep.
I knew you were gonna say that. I saw the post. I was like,
It blew my mind. Like, I know it was gonna be
Yep.
a long time, but the fact it's gonna be 4.5
Oh,
months.
yeah.
They put it in numbers in
I mean,
front of you and be like,
at this
"Ah,
point-
shit,
I'm
that's
gonna be
too long.
busy for 4.5 months.
We're gonna have to wait too
We've
much."
got so much. Honestly, yeah.
We do
No.
need something.
What's up?
We do need something for Wednesdays again. I'm talking more so like for myself coming over here. I need an excuse to come over here.
You don't need an excuse.
Uh,
Just don't come over.
We can watch it while we do a podcast, and we're just gonna be staring at our videos, and people are gonna be staring at us by us staring at the videos because we can't have
Well,
the
no,
audio.
we'll have to do a lot of what some of the other reactors in that do, and just like shorten it down to like 10 or so minutes or something like that. Or we could do, because you can only do, I think, like 10 minutes of the actual video on there, but we'd have to, we could do just like the reaction and not have the video on the thing of just us watching that. But we'd have to figure out how to work that out.
I don't know how new.
This is what we're
I
gonna
don't
do.
know how new Rockstar does it,
I
but
was gonna say.
maybe because they're a big name and they're allowed to. But they every week, whenever these shows were coming out, they would do their reactions on YouTube, and they would release it like an hour after the episode came out.
Right, but you can't.
So, I
but
don't
when
know
you're doing, if you're doing a
We gotta
full
look into
reaction like
that.
that, you can't have the actual video anywhere on the screen for more than 10 minutes. Otherwise, it doesn't qualify as fair use.
Yeah, no, they wouldn't do the whole. They wouldn't do the whole thing. It would
Yeah.
be edited to
Yeah.
10 minutes.
Yeah. I mean, because
And if their video was 10 minutes or
Mhm.
15 minutes, it was 5 of them after
Yep.
or before
oh yeah,
talking
yeah,
about it.
That's usually. I mean, that's usually how it is. You'll have them. You'll have like a bit of intro and stuff like that going into it, and then you'll have the reaction, which is obviously cut up. Whether it's like 10, 15 minutes, but with only 10 minutes of the actual episode on screen, and then you'll have the breakdown for
Right.
maybe another 10 minutes after that. And no, I think that's something that we can definitely do, or we definitely should do. But there's a lot of stuff coming, down the pike from Marvel Studios that so much content. Yes.
Content. All right. So if we are done, I would like to bring up a theory, not a theory. It's someone brought this up and I thought it was very interesting. You know how we always talking about how we need to thank Jon Favreau for the birth of the MCU.
Oh.
What started the whole craze for superheroes? Obviously, X-Men was the first one, but what got people involved was Spider-Man, the Sam Raimi Spider-Man. So this person came up with that we need to thank Stephen King for the birth of the MCU. Here's why. Stay with me. Sam Raimi's first movie that skyrocketed his career was Evil Dead.
Right.
Evil Dead, when Sam Raimi wrote the script for Evil Dead, no one wanted to make the movie. No one, except for Stephen King read it. And once he said, the studio that makes this movie is going to blow up, and because it was backed up by Stephen King himself, they made the movie. And that's what made Sam Raimi a top tier director right away. Then he made a couple garbage movies after that. But then Evil Dead 2 came out, and it made his career even more popular. A couple years passed, and then he makes Spider-Man. So this person straight up thanked Stephen King for the birth of the MCU. And I read that and I'm like, this makes a lot of sense. It's like kind of, but it makes sense. I'm like, yeah, Stephen King saved the MCU, because if the Spider-Man movie wouldn't have happened with the Sam Raimi Spider-Man, I don't think we would have any of this. Or if we did, it would be completely different. Because a lot of these superhero movies, like we talked about in the DC episode, we didn't have anything other than two, like close to the 2000s, two trash Batman movies, Batman Forever and Batman and Robin. In between that, I don't know how this whole superhero genre will be looking right now, other than X-Men, really.
Oh, no doubt. Because to be honest, thinking about it does kind of make sense. It does kind of fit into that, into that whole point. Stephen King giving his stamp of approval on the script for Evil Dead, catapulting Sam Raimi into, the forefront, and then, having those, next couple of missteps, and then, step through a couple of years into, it was initially supposed to be 2001 when the first Spider-Man movie came out, but, delays for obvious reasons. 2002 comes around, that drops, and it's a massive success. And then he comes right back for Spider-Man 2, and that even better, But, when you boil it all down, to a point, it does make sense. It does kind of connect in that sense.
And then drop the ball with Spider-Man 3.
No.
We don't talk about Spider-Man 3.
Eric Foreman as Eddie Brock.
Terrible movie. And the movie wasn't bad. It wasn't good.
No.
But it wasn't bad. I think that what made it worse was the cast of Venom. I think Venom was, for lack of a better word, too skinny. Like, I understand the Eddie Brock being a skinny one. I get it. It is what it is. But the fact that they made him just the same body type, when Venom in the comic books is the Rock size,
pretty much.
So I think that
Dwayne
the Johnson
callbacks. Well, no, the way they did Eddie Brock and Venom in the Spider-Man animated series from back in the 90s, starting out as that skinny kid, and then after getting the Venom symbiote, and then just works out, like basically spends his life in the gym, and then he comes back like jacked to all hell. That is how Venom and Eddie Brock should look. It makes so much more sense. And, the way they played it in the Venom movie that Sony did, it works. But, clearly mistakes were made with Spider-Man 3. That's kind of why I didn't mention it.
Plenty.
Oh, yeah.
It is what it is. All right. You guys have anything else?
Nope.
All right.
All
so
good here.
Take it away, Justin.
Nice. We are going to go ahead and call it good for this episode. We hope you enjoyed this amazing bit of content that we created for you. If you did, drop a like, rating, or a 5-star review on whatever podcast platform you watch. And don't forget to follow us on all of our social platforms, be it Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, or our amazing Discord community, where you can join good-natured people just like you and interact with the archive crew as well. So with that being said, we are going to get the hell out of here. For Lewis, Lola, Yad, I am Justin. Thanks again for watching, and we'll see you in the next episode. Bye!
Bye.
Peace.
Peace out.